was a crystal meth addict who hated Jesus and wanted nothing to do with Christianity. But then this happened. But before I tell you what this is, let me tell you my story that led me to this broken place. See, when I was a kid, my dad was a traveling evangelist, and we would go from church camp to church camp. But the guy that I saw behind a pulpit and the one I saw behind closed doors were two different people. I'd literally see my dad get up, preach about Jesus, but then at home I would see him physically abuse my mom. So I decided that Jesus and my earthly father were the villains in my story, and I wanted nothing to do with any of it. So around 13, I started smoking and drinking and marijuana. By the time I'm 15, it's cocaine, pills, I'm selling drugs. By the time I'm 17, I'm a full-out crystal meth addict, and I'm using almost every day for over 6 years. And during this time, like I said, I'm the guy that hates Christianity. And if you mention the name Jesus around me, two things are gonna happen. I was either going to cuss you out or try to knock you out. And I say try because I weighed like 100 pounds. If I threw my whole body at you, you might get a paper cut, okay? The point is, I was in a very dark place. But people were praying for me. I mean, really praying for me, like pulling over on the side of the road and just crying over me coming to Jesus. And so this is the part where everything starts to change. And someone came and gave me this book called The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. And I miraculously accepted it. And having told you how against Christianity I was, this is the parting the Red Sea moment in my story. Fast forward, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I literally have drugs on the side table next to me. There's nobody playing a harp softly and quietly in the corner. Just me and the Lord. And it's the kindness of a very real God to meet a wounded pastor's kid in a place like this. And we begin to have this internal dialogue where he was like, Stephen, I'm real and I'm good and I have a purpose for your life. And these were thoughts that I knew were not mine. And in that moment, I just remember being like, God, I want to give you my life. I want to quit all this addiction, all this darkness, all this anger and depression that I've known for so long. God, I want to, but I can't. See, when you're in the presence of God, like the real thing, and you know it, there's no saying the right churchy thing. He knows what's up and you know what's up. So when I said, God, I want to, but I can't. I'd been in addiction for over 11 years. This is all I'd known. And in that moment, the Holy Spirit spoke something into me that changed me for the rest of my life. He said, Stephen, you won't do it. I'll do it. And this is that Ephesians grace that says you're saved by grace. This isn't something you could boast about. It's a work of God. But there is one work that the Father asks of you. And it says this in the Gospel of John. It says the only work the Father asks of you is to believe. And in that moment, that's exactly what I did. I believed God like I believe I'm breathing air right now. And I fell to my knees and I gave my life to Jesus. And I went from addiction to redemption, from meth addict to worship leader, because God is real. It's all real. You know, in Hebrew, the word testimony means do it again story. I think that's so amazing because it's like, as I'm telling you my story or you're telling your story, it's like the Lord is saying to whoever's listening, I want to do it again and I want to do it again with you.